Welcome back to another episode of J Guy Podcast Show. My name is Saga Brown, and I have here with me
Virus the blogger.
Okay, so there are a lot of things happening in Ghana. The update for this particular week, and the first update we have Wontumi Saga. Wontumi Saga. There are a lot of things happening right now. Talking about the chairman for the Ashanti region, Chairman Wontumi. So, Virus. We have a very important issue at hand, and we want to discuss everything.
The Wontumi issue, it's kind of hijack system.
Okay.
Yeah, hijack the man system. Sometimes I feel pity for the man, but it is what it is. We are in Ghana, the constitution is not that favorable. Once a while, it needs a review because if you look at what the man is going to, it's kind of emotional trauma and stuff. Because regardless of everything, we shouldn't allow the institution bylaws to overcome the supremacy of the constitution in Ghana.
Sure.
Because we are in Ghana and we have the constitution governing us as a country.
Sure.
And therefore, even if you feel like someone has done something wrong and then you feel like you want to do something, we shouldn't allow like an institution like IOCO or National Security or BNI or whatsoever, CID to their bylaws to overcome the constitution. Because I feel like it was CID who invited the man.
Sure.
For Yoko, for you to go and pick up the man, then, like, just like that, there is difference between allegation. You see, then one thing Ghanaians are getting wrong is that the Deputy Attorney General just gave a commentary that these are the issues that they are of the view that Chairman Wontumi has committed. But then there is no fully back evidence that the man has really done this. So, after the CID interrogation, he came out and he said that they have actually leveled some charges against him that he's doing illegal mining, some fraudulent stuff. But then he said that they could not provide any evidence. Okay. But then if you look at the Rambo style arrest, whereby if you look at the video, it's quite intriguing. You see 4 pickups surrounding one man, Charlie. It's not that good as a democratic country like Ghana. Okay. Even if you want to go and arrest someone, you need a warrant. I know in some sections of the constitutions, it provides that you need to do that without a warrant. But yes, still, as I said, we have to make sure that the supremacy of the constitution is of the high regime. And looking at the bill to, the amount is very huge.
Sure.
The amount is very huge. If you look at the constitution of Ghana pertaining to these bill issues, like it shouldn't be all that huge that the bill is supposed to meet a certain conditions.
Sure. But
I'm looking at the huge bill with 2 sureties, Charlie. I think it's a bad omen, and you can attest to that, bro.
Sure. So what were actually the main causes of his arrest and also the interrogation trying to go on right now? What were the main causes?
Okay, like basically they haven't actually provided any clue on what actually led to his arrest. As I said, all those items trending on social media, they are actually commentaries and allegations. They are actually not the real facts or the real facet. But then I feel like one way or the other, it could be political hunting.
Okay.
Or it could also be the right way. But then regardless of whatsoever being the case, whether Wontumi has done something bad to the state, I think we need to follow the right channels, then deal with it. Because when you trace it back to, I think, the erstwhile Nanado administration, they wanted to prosecute this man, Honorable Ato Forsen.
Yes.
And then the then minority then also boycotted parliamentary proceedings and went to that place. They did the same thing. But today, it is the 10 of MPP. And people are saying that when you look at some of the comments, so these are the people that we actually voted them to go into parliament. You see, because there is this thing that say the idea you get it. So they feel like they also have to do something to get the attention of the president. So I feel like the president, being the commander in chief of the Ghana Armed Forces, needs to make sure that Yoko or CID or whatsoever institution that is looking into this case follow the right channels. And as I said earlier on, they should make the constitution of the country the highest priority, not as in political interest or personal interest or whatsoever. So I think they need to do that.
Okay, and we also heard some speculation that he was being given an amount of money by Kukubo to construct a road for them, but unfortunately that road wasn't constructed. What was also the take on that?
I think with that, it's alleged.
Okay.
You know, all these issues are alleged. Okay. They are not actually the real facet or stuff. They are alleged. You see, once someone is convicted or is to say he has committed a crime,
yes,
that means you have full evidence to back up what you think. But then if the person is a suspect, like right now you are here, oh Charlie, you, when I look at your face, you are into drug abuse. It's something that I'm suspecting you of. I'm not actually saying that you are into that. You get it? So with the cocoa issue, I even feel like there's some kind of, as I said earlier on, political hunting, because the cocoa roads, even some are in Western North. And then yesterday I saw a release from the MPP communications director for Western North, stating the facts about these roads. So even if you feel like yes, still these roads were not constructed or otherwise, we still have to follow the right channels and then get the man prosecuted. Probably even after investigation, you feel like, oh, like there was nothing like that. The man didn't do anything. You get it? So you need to follow the right channels, Charlie. You need to follow the right channels. So that's what I can say.
Is it reasonable? Is it reasonable for us to just put him in this particular mess? Because right now, according to, we all know that they were in power. That was last 8 years, and we all know Chairman Wontumi, who is popularly or called Bernard and Chibosiako.
Sure.
He was into this kind of illegal activities or illegal mining activities, polluting water, and also trying to enter into forest reserve without permission. Is it reasonable for us to just let him pass through all this particular mess before we try to release him? Because trying to destroy water bodies and other stuff by cutting down trees and all these kind of things is also a damage to environment. So are we supposed to let him pass through the right process as the law is demanded, or we should just let him pass through all this mess? Because I learned he was even hospitalized, and he was trying to just create some mess and everything. So is it reasonable for the government to do that?
Charlie Segu, you see, from the layman's point of view, the person will feel like, oh, if I say I'm saying he or she needs to be punished because he's one way or the other damaging the ecosystem. But then I also feel like we need to look at it from the law's point of view. What does the law say? You get it? So for the person to go through this kind of maltreatment and then at the end of the day he or she is being released, then that means that we did a human something that doesn't deserve anything of appellate. You get it? So I think we need to follow the right channel. If you need to take the person to court, we provide evidence that we have this evidence that your company or your mining firm was doing this. You get it? Then the person will feel like, oh, okay, these are the evidence backing it. But for us to speculate or allege or just make commentaries without actually bringing in the fact that these are the issues highlighting to it, I think it's not in the right context. So I beseech the acting chief justice and then the president of Ghana, the special prosecutor office and the others to look into the matters very well, because if all these maltreatment are being meted out to him and at the end of the day we don't see any positive effects from that, that means that we as a country, we are not even serious with what we are doing. Because I feel like if it goes that way, then all that Yoko, FBI, CID or whatsoever were interested in was that they just wanted to just treat the man in a very bad manner. You get it?
Okay. All right. So have you seen the video of the minority caucus where they were seated down at the organized crime office? That is the economic and organized crime office, the minority caucus.
Yeah.
Have you seen the videos speculating on the social media and all this kind of stuff, led by Honorable Afenyo Markins?
Yeah, sure. I've seen that video. They were sitting on the floor.
Yeah.
Actually, so many Ghanaians are of the view that why is it that members of parliament that we voted for to go to parliament to discuss issues affecting the country, now from the nationalist point of view, they actually there for the country or the nation and not for one man's attention or for an individual interest. But looking from their political side, the man we are talking about here is the MPP regional chairman.
Yes.
And the minority MPs too, majority of them are from Ashanti region.
Sure.
And he, one way or the other, helped them to get their seats.
Okay.
So I think they also need to do that to show some kind of allegiance, or to show that we are with you in these hard times. And then also, as I said earlier on, same incidents have happened before. In the case of Atuforce, whereby the then minority also boycotted parliament to do a similar thing. You get it?
Yes.
But then personally, I feel like the point of them sitting on the floor was actually uncalled for. Yeah, they could have actually registered their displeasure through so many means, but them sitting on the floor actually is a no for me. But I also feel like they also felt like when they do that, they will catch the attention of stakeholders involved, and then the right thing will be done. Yeah.
Okay. So according to other speculation also, the other people or the civilians are also saying that the NDC government are doing this so that they will try to bring out all the issues to just tarnish the NPP, their party image, for them to actually be in opposition for a very long time. What is also your take on
for that one? I think basically it might be true.
Okay.
It might not also be true. You get it. Taking both sides. Personally, I feel like what they are doing, one way or the other, as you are saying, it might be true that they want to do that to tarnish the image of the political party, so as for them to stay in a position for so many years. But I also feel like, with regards to the committee that is being headed by Honorable Okudzeto Ablakwa, that were charged to probe into issues of bribery and corruption in the country. And with this, I think it's a good step in the right direction. But as I said, we should make the constitution of the country the supremacy thing that we are following. That if you feel like this man, if you feel like, oh, Sego Brown is involved in this scandal, we deal with him in a professional manner as to how the law expect us to do with it. We shouldn't just out of political interest or whatsoever treat the person in such a way that the person will feel like, oh, and then me gonna leave your man. You get it.
So upon all this, are you sure Wontumi is going to pay this huge bill that is being granted to him?
You see, the amount is very huge, but you know, there are so many billionaires in the country, so I'm very certain and sure that some of them will actually volunteer to go and help him. Yeah.
And help him pay.
Sure.
Are you sure?
Yeah. It's not easy to do, but then definitely. So to me, this is not the end of the road. Everything will be fine. You come back. But then, bro, you know, my issue also is that, you see, this man, let's look at some positive fact about him.
Okay.
This man has employed so many Ghanaians in his media firms and other industries. Even when you come to Western North region here, he's having a radio and a television station in Serie also.
Okay.
You get it. Wontumi FM and then Billionaires TV.
Yes.
If not for anything else, he has employed Ghanaians who are working there.
Yeah, sure.
So you see, sometimes when you go to court, they could have even enlarged the duration of the person going to the prison,
Yes.
but they look at some of the factors or some of the positive contributions the person is also bringing on board, or basically even like the person has just given birth.
Yes.
So now that you are going to prosecute him or jail him,
Yes.
who is supposed to take care of the baby? So I think in as much as we are applying the law, you also need to apply common sense and knows that if not for anything, he has also employed so many Ghanaians in his firms. Yeah, I think he needs to be applauded on that.
Okay. So, and Wontumi was trying to also say that his bank account, they were being frozen. He can't even pay his kids' school fees, or they can't even get food to eat.
I think
Is it supposed to go to that extent to even freeze his bank account so that he can't get access to all his money? Is it necessary? Because as you've actually detained someone, why don't you leave his bank account so that actually his wife or something like anyone who is in charge can also take care of the family as well?
actually, I will say that it's an alleged statement. So we here cannot actually determine whether his personal and then company account has been frozen or not. But then if that has been done, I think it's in the wrong direction. And then because how are you expecting him to pay so many staffs that are waiting for their salaries? You know, the NDC slogan is to reset the country, and resetting the country is to make the country fiscal for everyone to feel safe. But then if you freeze or no, I think that one is a very poor thing if it has really happened. Okay,
so viewers, let's also hear your take on this particular Wontumi saga. Okay, so Viral, so what's your final take on the Wontumi saga?
Charlie Segu, me, I feel like we all have to come together as a nation and then support the right thing when it's being done. So if the government or IOCO or whatsoever organization thinks that Wontumi has done a bad thing, I think they need to let him know that what he did to the state or the nation is actually not good. But then they also need to follow the right channels and procedures of the country. And also, one thing I would like to say is that we as the youth come in, I've seen the Mahama administration appointing so many youth into government. I would advise that they all make good use of their office so that when they also exit office, issues of such nature will also not happen to them. So let them also use their common sense to do certain things so that at the end of the day we all feel safe. And then to every government appointee, minister, I entreat all of them to work diligently and then to know that we all want the country to become a better place for us all to stay. If they all do their work very well, we the citizens, we also do our work very well. I think everything will be fine. Then we will all have a better and a safe future for Ghana.
All right, so viewers, as Viral said, we are all supposed to work diligently for a very reflective and also transparent towards government. So this is another episode, like we said, and this is the end of the episode. So my name is Sebo Brown.
The music Viral is the blogger. The only blogger with one app.